The movie starts with Aaron entering Canyonlands alone on a Friday night, April 25, 2003, setting the stage for his solo adventure in the wilderness. Throughout the opening scenes, we hear a voicemail message from Sonia, urging Aaron to consider their plans and reminding him to call his mother, his isolation, and the concerns of those who care about him. The film then transitions into a montage of Aaron driving through the desert landscape while listening to music, emphasizing his detachment from immediate social connections as he embarks on what seems to be a personal journey. Aaron expresses his excitement and determination to beat the guidebook time for Blue John Canyon, showcasing his adventurous spirit, but also hinting at his isolation as he wishes he were hiking with someone else. He encounters a woman who seems lost, offering her help despite initially thinking they had different destinations. The interaction reveals some of Aaron's personality traits, like his sense of humor and willingness to assist others, even if it means acknowledging his own perceived flaws or quirks, such as joking about having a child killer look. Aaron introduces Christy to Megan, who he claims is his friend but isn't actually present. This sets up the dynamic as Aaron guides Christy through Blue John Canyon despite not being a certified guide. He offers an alternative route that promises a faster and more adventurous experience, showcasing his risk-taking nature. As they navigate the challenging terrain, Aaron's engineering background contrasts with his desire to be a canyon guide, his passion for adventure over conventional career paths. When Christy hesitates during a crucial moment, Aaron encourages her to jump across a gap, demonstrating both his bravery and his ability to push others out of their comfort zones. This scene establishes the precarious nature of their journey and Aaron's leadership in dangerous situations. Aaron shares interesting historical facts about Blue John Canyon, revealing its connection to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid's Hole-in-the-Wall gang, who used the canyons for hiding and trapping wild horses. Christy takes a final picture before leaving, and Aaron invites her to an impromptu party at an old motel near Green River with a huge inflatable Scooby-Doo decoration. Aaron is desperately trying to move a rock, pleading for help and calling out to Christy and Megan, revealing his dire situation. His cries of pain and frustration underscore the severity of his predicament as he struggles alone in what seems like an isolated and dangerous location. The mention of Christy's name repeatedly suggests she might be nearby but unable to assist, while Aaron's insistence on thinking indicates he is attempting to find a solution amidst extreme physical and mental distress. This scene highlights Aaron's vulnerability and the urgency of his need for rescue, setting up the impending challenge for those trying to save him. Aaron is in extreme pain, muttering and cursing as he struggles to move the rock blocking him. His desperate pleas for help continue, emphasizing his isolation and vulnerability. The repeated mention of nice and dull suggests a momentary relief or distraction from the agony, but overall, his condition remains dire and urgent. The critical need for rescue, Aaron mutters to himself about the size of a rock blocking him, questioning how it got there, and affirming his situation with yes and okay. He then calls out loudly for help, his continued struggle and desperate need for rescue. This scene underscores Aaron's isolation and physical pain, emphasizing the urgency of finding a way to free him from this dangerous location. Aaron Ralston records a message at 3007 April 27, 2003, marking the start of his 24-hour ordeal in Blue John Canyon. He explains that a chalkstone fell and trapped his arm, cutting off circulation to his thumb for over a day. With limited supplies, about 300 milliliters of water, and no food left, calls out repeatedly for help, but receives none, emphasizing the dire situation he faces alone in the canyon. He considers grabbing some Mountain Dew in a plastic cup before contemplating taking a beer as well. His growing desperation and isolation as he continues to call out for help without any response, emphasizing the critical nature of his situation. With dwindling supplies and no sign of rescue, Aaron records another message, his voice wavering as he tries to maintain hope despite the harsh reality of his situation. He mentions being in Utah or somewhere else, reflecting on isolation and the passage of time since waking up that morning with painful eyes from sunlight exposure. His thoughts turn to a loved one who brings comfort, contrasting sharply with the grimness of his current predicament. However, He is abruptly pulled back to reality by practical concerns, expressing frustration over failed attempts at setting up a pulley system due to friction and rope stretch issues. He lists specific equipment needed for rescue, his growing desperation as supplies dwindle and hope seems increasingly distant. Aaron continues his desperate recording, detailing his dwindling supplies and bodily functions, mentioning only 150 milliliters of water left and the arrival of a raven at 8:17 every morning. He notes daily sunlight from 9:30 to 10 a.m., but expresses frustration with his multi-tool's ineffectiveness, emphasizing his isolation and dwindling hope for rescue. Aaron reflects on his predicament, addressing his mother and expressing frustration over the limitations of his camera setup for recording his ordeal. He acknowledges the irony of having prepared for emergencies but finding himself in a situation where such preparations are insufficient. His family discusses watching the footage later, emphasizing the importance of capturing this moment for future reflection. Aaron's sister joins, encouraging him to continue filming despite the challenges. The scene shifts as someone attempts to access what seems like a locked space, hinting at external efforts to reach or communicate with Aaron, though details remain unclear. Someone attempts to access what seems like a locked space near Aaron, possibly trying to rescue him or communicate. Aaron hears muffled voices and responds with frustration and despair, hinting at his deteriorating mental state. The unclear dialogue suggests someone is willing to do anything for Aaron, but he remains isolated and unsure if help will come. Aaron's sister earlier encouraged him to keep filming despite challenges, emphasizing the importance of documenting his ordeal. The scene implies ongoing external efforts to reach Aaron while his isolation and fear. Aron Ralston appears on the morning show in Canyonland, addressing his parents and colleagues while acknowledging his isolation and the consequences of not informing anyone about his whereabouts. He engages with a question from another viewer named Aaron regarding delays in police action for missing persons reports, revealing his volunteer work in rescue services and his self-proclaimed status as an independent hero who doesn't rely on others for help. Aaron records a heartfelt message for his parents, expressing regret over not appreciating them more and wishing he had been in closer contact with them. He reassures them of his love despite the grim situation, emphasizing that he will always be connected to them emotionally. In a moment of stark realism, Aaron describes his current water source as repulsive, comparing it unfavorably to a Slurpee. His resilience and dark humor are evident as he acknowledges the harsh conditions but remains determined and somewhat lighthearted in his struggle. Ralston pushes himself to attempt another climb, ignoring the concerns of others who suggest he should stay put and not risk further injury. Friends try to intervene but ultimately respect his decision to continue alone, expressing worry about both his physical safety and musical taste. In a moment of defiance, Ralston strips down and swims in the water, disregarding warnings from those concerned for his well-being. Aaron's presence becomes strained as Ralston prepares to leave, with Aaron feeling unwanted, but ultimately accepting that Ralston wants him to go. Aaron expresses loneliness and frustration as he counts minutes, his heart racing due to the cold and physical strain. He reminisces about Rana, showing emotional vulnerability despite his tough exterior. Friends arrive unexpectedly, bringing a glimmer of hope, but also his isolation. Aaron speaks to his sister, apologizing for missing her wedding, emphasizing his choice in the situation. Aaron struggles physically and emotionally as he counts minutes, his heart racing due to the cold water and strain. He shows vulnerability by reminiscing about Rana, his emotional depth beneath his tough exterior. Friends' unexpected arrival brings hope, but also underscores his isolation. Speaking with his sister, Aaron apologizes for missing her wedding, reinforcing his commitment to this situation despite its cost. Reflecting on the rock that entrapped him, he curses it yet acknowledges its role in shaping his life path, accepting both hardship and transformation as part of his destiny. Aaron repeats to himself, "Don't pass out, don't fall asleep," as he struggles with exhaustion and the physical strain of his entrapment, emphasizing his determination to stay conscious and alive despite immense fatigue. This moment highlights his mental fortitude in the face of extreme adversity. By thanking an unseen presence or memory, likely Rana, Aaron shows a deep emotional connection that fuels his willpower. These brief but powerful affirmations underscore the critical balance between survival instinct and psychological resilience. As Aaron fights to maintain consciousness, Aaron's cries for help grow more desperate as he struggles against exhaustion and physical strain, emphasizing his dire need for rescue. These calls highlight the increasing urgency of his situation and the critical nature of time in saving him. Each plea underscores his determination to stay alive despite overwhelming odds. The repeated "help me," "I need help," convey the isolation and severity of his entrapment, reinforcing the gravity of his predicament and the importance of immediate assistance. Aron Ralston introduces himself, explaining he was trapped under a boulder for 5 days without food or water and had amputated his own arm that morning to escape. He asks for water, and if anyone has a phone with signal but finds none available. Despite being urged to rest, Aron insists on continuing his journey as time is critical. He pleads for someone to run ahead for help, his urgent need for rescue and medical attention. As Aron Ralston's ordeal concludes, the subtitles reflect his resilience and determination through repeated phrases like, "If I rise and one more try," emphasizing his unwavering belief in survival despite extreme adversity. The lyrics also highlight his spiritual journey and connection to home, suggesting a profound sense of purpose beyond mere physical survival. As rescue arrives, Aaron's message is clear. He wants it known that even when wandering far from home, he never truly lost his way, with the final lines reinforcing hope and belief in something greater than the struggle itself. The movie ends on a note of triumph over despair and isolation.